Hey, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing pretty good myself. Today, I don't have one set topic, so I think it's going to be more of a freestyle type video and off the dome, whatever comes to mind type of video. Usually that's kind of how I do it anyways, but I'll usually come in with one specific idea to talk about. But I guess I can start by talking about why I'm so unprepared today, which is because I moved out of the apartment I was living in with my girlfriend and moved back home. I'm back at my mom's house. And that whole process, the breakup, um, moving, having to figure out a new job, how to get a new job, and I have to apply to the local college rather than just stay at the one that I was going to. I just have a lot of different things to juggle right now, and that can make it much harder to prepare for things. So, I guess it's just preparation is incredibly important for your stress levels, and it helps you. Well, if I was prepared right now, I would know what to say, right? And I wouldn't be stressed thinking, wow, I look like an idiot, I don't know what to say. But this applies to so much more than just the situation that I'm in right now. If you, so something that I'm trying to prepare for, not yet, but after I handle all the new issues I have, and get my life more sorted out, back at home, something I want to do is run for student government because I feel like this will be a really good way to develop leadership skills, and also because I know that it'll look good on college applications for when I go to university rather than just this this local community college, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to not rather than just going in there with no idea of what I'm doing, I'm going to do some research on exactly how, or I guess more particularly what skills you need in student government. What skills are going to be useful for me? I'm going to do that research, and then I'm going to practice them before I go there. There's learning curves to everything, right? And a learning curve is, so let's see. You start at the bottom, right? No. How does this work? Essentially, it's very steep at the bottom. You start to learn, and as you learn, it gets easier and easier and more effortless. And so, well, it doesn't take as much energy, and it doesn't stress you out as much. The more you learn, right? The more competent you are, the less demanding the task will be. And so if you prepare yourself before you go in there, you already work your way up the learning curve a little bit and progress a little bit, then you're not going to go in there so stressed. And of course, stress inhibits your ability to learn. So you go in there stressed the first day to whatever it is, a new job, college classes just started, a new class, or like I said, student government, anything, whatever it happens to be for you, you go in there unprepared without having progressed up the learning curve at all. You're going to go in stressed. And when you're stressed, it's going to slow your progress on the learning curve because stress inhibits your ability to learn. Stress reduces your neuroplasticity. It literally turns cells that would turn into neurons into cells that inhibit the function of the prefrontal cortex. And the prefrontal cortex is the portion of your brain that is responsible for memory and recalling information. And you need to recall information in order to help you better understand the information that you're presented with. You have to, the information, like the background knowledge that you have on a subject that you're being taught is key to learning from that subject. Even if it's like, you don't have to know much, but your head can't be blank while you're learning. That's just not how it works. You need to be able to recall the information that's going to help you better understand it. So if you go in there without a plan, you're going in there stressed. If you're going in there stressed, you're not going to learn as well. If you don't learn as well, you won't be prepared in the future, because the other people, say it's a group thing like class, the other people will be ahead of you. Assuming that they prepared, right? And the class will move on without you, whatever it is, right? Other people will develop faster. You'll be behind. You'll stay behind. You start behind, you stay behind. Is usually how it works, unless you want to do a ton of catch-up work, and that's not easy because, again, life is hard. Life is a juggling act, right? You have all these different balls to juggle, which are like, one ball is family life, the other ball is work, the other ball is college. All these different things you need to juggle. You can't just stop juggling two in order to catch up in the other area. That's not how it works. You have to put a certain amount of energy into each of those different things, and if you get behind on one of them, it's just, you kind of have to ease off on the other two in order to catch up. And if you ease off on the other two, then you're going to get a little behind there. And you can see how that's a bad pattern, right? You always want to come prepared for whatever you're doing. Whatever you're doing, don't make it harder on yourself than it has to be. Know what you're going to say before you say it. Know what you're going to do before you do it. Just have some level of knowledge of the situation that you're putting yourself into. There's something that Jordan Peterson always talks about, which is the balance between order and chaos, or in other words, the known and the unknown, right? And I think this is essentially the same idea as the yin and yang, in a sense. Maybe not exactly. I think yin and yang is more of, there's always good in the bad and always bad in the good. But so order is the known, chaos is the unknown. When you're going into an activity, or really whatever you're doing, you want to know something about it and have room to grow, as in there should be something unknown so you can learn from it. If you're balanced with if you're like halfway in between, there's some stuff you don't know, some stuff you know. That's how you get into a flow state. It's Mahali's theory of optimal experience. I know I mispronounced the last name. It's a very hard to pronounce name, but not only optimal experience, like the most you can enjoy doing something, but it's also the highest that your performance is going to be at too. When you're truly engaged and enjoying what you're doing, because it's a challenge. It's a balance between the known and the unknown, right? The balance between the unknown and the known makes it so it's a challenge that's right above your skill level. It's entertaining, it's interesting to you because there's something new, and it's not just the same old thing, which would make it boring. And it's not that there's so much more unknown than the known that you're going to be anxious and scared, and it won't be fun either. So it's the balance, right? It has to be a little bit above your skill level to keep you fully engaged. And when you're fully engaged, you're going to do better. You're going to learn more. You're going to, of course, like I said a million times, you're going to enjoy it more. You're going to be happier. You're going to be less stressed afterwards and less stressed throughout. If you're less stressed afterwards, that improves your neuroplasticity. Like I mentioned earlier, stress reduces your ability to learn. So you're less stressed afterwards. Whatever you do next will be better too. It'll be more enjoyable. Essentially, one of the rules that I try to live by is to shoot for the balance between order and chaos in every single thing I do. Not just like, oh, this activity I need to do really well on this one particular thing in my day. Maybe it's, for example, I said, oh, I have to be between the balance, or be between order and chaos when I'm recording videos because I really want those videos to turn out well. That's not how it works. How you do anything is how you do everything. So if you half-ass your family life and you don't care to engage, or you don't care, like, make them happy, or you don't care to, I don't know, go for deep conversations, if you half-ass it there, your performance in other areas of life is going to match that. You build a habit of not giving your all, and that's obviously going to make your performance worse. Like, it's not like I'm gonna half-ass it here in this activity because I don't like this activity, and that will save me energy for when I go do that other thing I do like, so I can do that really well. That's not how it works. You do your best at everything, and you get good at doing your best. It's hard to do your best. Your very best. It's near impossible. So we say we do near our best. The goal is your best, but obviously that is a hard goal to reach. But I know you guys still get the point anyways. Like I said, I think my favorite quote is probably that I said throughout this. It's not my quote, but I repeated it. It was, how you do anything is how you do everything. I think one of my wrestling coaches said that at some point, but I don't think it was his quote either. But that's something to live by. Or I guess that's not a rule. It's a nice motto. It's a nice motto to have that can help you understand why you don't half-ass anything. Everything you do should be to the best of your ability. Everything you do, you should put as much effort in as you have. As much effort in as you have energy. And I like to think of it as an investment of energy. You invest your energy. So like I said earlier, you get in the flow state, it reduces your stress then and after. You only got in the flow state because you invested all your energy into it. You didn't like half-ass it, right? So it's an investment of energy because you reduce your stress afterwards. That alleviates. That opens yourself up for more energy to put into other activities. Because stress makes you feel tired and weak, right? So you get more you have more energy when you're not stressed. Essentially, is what I'm trying to get at. So you might think, oh, I'm gonna half-ass it so I have more energy later. But if you invest your energy into the what you're doing, you actually receive more energy back afterwards. It's an investment of energy. It's like I'm gonna put this money into this stock so I get more money later. It's an investment. It's the same thing. I'm gonna put my energy into this and I'll get more energy later. You might not think of it that way. Maybe you don't think of it, I'm going to get a reduction of stress, which will give me more energy. Maybe you think of it, I'm going to invest my energy here at the gym so I can get a good body. But regardless, it's an investment of energy to receive something. And I think it's really important to think of, I think of how you spend your energy as an investment. Just because, you only get a certain amount of energy per day. And if you think of it as an investment and that you get certain return on your investment depending on the activities that you do, you're gonna really I find that I think more carefully about the decisions that I make and how I spend my time and energy. If I know that I get something in return for how I spend my energy, I'm going to spend my energy the way that I get, the way that gives me the most return. Why would I not? So you just really think through what you're doing with each moment of your day. Don't let yourself just waste time, waste energy, right? You want to receive more energy back. You want to feel alive. You want to feel like you have energy. Like, I know that at one point I would not have had the energy to sit here in front of the camera and talk for 15 minutes straight. And I've invested my energy into myself, into these activities that are good for me, and now I can do this, and it feels good, right? This has been worthwhile. Investing my energy into recording this video, this specific video even has been worthwhile. I've developed my understanding of investing my energy of preparation, of all the other things we talked about throughout the session. It's taught me as much as it's taught you. Maybe not as much because I did have background information, but right, I didn't get nothing from this. I learned too, you know. I remember I came into this, I didn't even know what I was going to talk about. So clearly I must have learned. I learned what I was going to talk about, and from that, I also learned more in depth why these things are important, why preparation is important, why finding the balance between order and chaos is important, and why it's important to know how you're investing your energy. I think I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and go invest your energy properly.